Be original, play authentic, and remember, only a Gibson is good enough.
What guitar you play does not in any way prove your authenticity or not. If you play Fender, if you play Harley Benton, if you play Gibson or anything, it does not make you more or less authentic. If you want to talk about genuine authenticity in music, DIY, doing things yourself, is the most authentic that you can possibly be. The less people influencing your music, the more authentic it is. Recording yourself, writing yourself, doing whatever, being DIY is authentic. So, if you want to support the channel, we help DIY artists, and if you want to show off how cool your DIY ethic is, we're trialing a shirt. We've never done any t-shirts before, we want to test it out. It's only available for a limited time, so get it while you can. Yeah, we do the thing with being DIY, more about that in future videos, but yeah, thank you very much. If you do buy the shirt, Mark Ignici, Gibson, you can fuck off, and here's an entire video about that.
Gibson have always been one of the world's top guitar brands. They've always made really good guitars and have been played by people all over the world. They tried their hand at being a lifestyle brand, branching out into more than just guitars and trying to make it so their brand was more than just a guitar manufacturer. That failed a little bit and the company started to decline. This Be Authentic video that they've just posted has not helped their case.
You say just posted, then deleted, and then we re-uploaded it.
Yeah, they quickly decided that it was a bad idea.
Understandably. Carry on.
The video basically stated that Gibson were going to start being more aggressive with their pursuit of trademark infringement, i.e. any Gibson logo that's in any video, they're going to have something to say about it. Any rip-off guitar, they're not going to stand for that anymore. Anyone who makes a guitar that looks even remotely like a Les Paul, oh, they're going to be all over you, oh, end of the world.
Including the little design at the top, like the little mustache thing. That's
oh
like
yeah,
totally...
that like really fucking small thing that doesn't make a difference whatsoever.
Yeah, that's an issue.
It's quite common to see other guitar brands release guitars that look like a Les Paul or an SG, but they don't call it a Les Paul or an SG. Gibson see this as a major issue and they class it as trademark infringement. I didn't know you could trademark a shape, by the way.
I mean, technically it could be patented, but even if they did hold the patent for that, they're only deciding to act on it now. It's been many years, and it's only when they're starting to decline that they're actually acting on it. That's a big issue for me, is that them doing this isn't really an issue. Them doing this now is an issue. And the way that they went about it with the video.
Another thing that they consider to be a trademark infringement is the use of their logo in any video that they don't approve of. So anyone who's using their logo in a video or whatever, watch out because Gibson's coming for you.
So, before we get into comments, because that's the main thing, is we re-uploaded that video, and because of that we've got access to all of the comments that are really easy to navigate, and we kind of want to talk about what everyone feels about it. Before we do that, what do we feel about it? So you only watched it fairly recently. I saw it almost instantly, then re-uploaded it. You only saw it like yesterday. What's your fresh feelings?
When I first saw this video, I got really fucking pissed off because none of it made any sense and it seemed childish, if anything. It seemed like when you're at school and the kid whose ball it is decides, oh, I'm going home now because I don't like the way you're playing football. It sounded like that. It sounded like a baby throwing the dummy out of the pram and just generally being a dickhead. However, I get the impression that the guy who was presenting this video was not comfortable doing it. When he was presenting it, it gave me the impression of someone who had been told to act passionate and really didn't give a shit. And I think it's because he sort of, like, what's the word for it? He gets a bit flustered when he's presenting the video.
His eyes are watering at certain points?
Yeah, no one can be that angry about fucking trademark infringements, especially Mark Wozniak or whatever his fucking name is, who presumably joined Gibson relatively recently.
He's joined as, like, the head of branding, and he's kind of heading off the public side of Gibson, as far as I can tell. And he used to be, like, the guitar expert at another guitar company that's like a much smaller company.
One thing that really pissed me off is there's obviously been a lot come out in recent years about gender politics. He said something like, oh, our guitars have helped shape different genres of music, loads of bands, across every gender.
Yeah,
what the fuck? What, do they fucking make guitars specific for men and specific for women? No, they fucking don't. What has that got to do with fucking guitars?
I don't know. I have no idea. I think, I might be wrong, but I think that they're doing it as a way to pander.
Oh, no fucking shit.
Like,
no shit.
That's the only the only reason why they do that, and they did it terribly.
It was like they wrote the line, and then someone from fucking HR came down and was like, "Oh, you gotta have something in, and about gender there. Oh, you gotta mention fucking gender." And so the sentence was like, "Oh, we've done this, and gender."
This is the sentence.
You know, for 125 years now, Gibson's been shaping sound across generations, genres of music, and genders.
That's fucking shit. That is so forced. I hate to use the term, but that is like mega virtue signaling when there isn't really any virtue to signal. They're being a cunt, but yet they're just sort of claiming that they're on the fucking good side of the fence and that they're promoting good people who want to make independent music and all that shit, and it's just a load of bullshit. It is a load of fucking bullshit.
100%. As I said, the timing is a really big issue for me, because if they wanted to act on the trademarks, if they wanted to make sure that no one uses their logo without permission or paying for it, or anything, all of that is fine. You are legally well within your right to do that, and they still are. However, why have they waited until the company is declining in revenue to do it? Because it will earn them more money. That's an issue.
One thing that I don't understand is why would they take action against content that has their logo in it? Because it's promoting their fucking brand. And does that mean that every music video that's got a Gibson guitar in it, is that going to be action against?
I would assume not.
Obviously not. They're obviously not going to take this much further given the backlash that they've got.
No,
and they've started acting as if they never posted the video in the first place, so...
They, however, haven't... Like, we've re-uploaded it. A few other channels re-uploaded it. They haven't taken any action to actually get it taken down. So they're not even pursuing that. So...
The video itself looked like it had been sort of cobbled together as well. Like, it didn't look like it was overly professionally done to me. I don't know, it just looked a bit
They got,
shit.
like, 2 cameras in a room and filmed it.
It seemed to me that this video was a very impulsive decision by Gibson to make. It seemed like someone came in one day, some executive, and thought, "Oh, we're going to do this is what we're doing, oh, let's make a fucking video about it." And then Mark Wozniak, or whatever his name is, suddenly decides, "Oh, okay, let's do this fucking video. Oh, I don't really want to say it, but I'm going to act passionate because my boss is telling me to." And they cobbled this video together, post it out, it's a fucking load of shit, and they take it down because they realise it's a fucking load of shit. Where are they going to go from here? Like, how are they going to address what they stated they were going to do in that video? Are they going to address it? Are they going to take it further? What?
Don't know. Only time will tell. Maybe they've put it under the rug and we'll never hear from it again. Although I believe they did start suing some other guitar companies. I think they might have sued Dean already.
Okay.
But lawsuits take a long time. So.
Aside from some points that we will get into later about how original Gibson guitar designs are, I can sort of understand them wanting to sue like other guitar manufacturers that rip off their designs, if you want to call it that. Like, how many car companies make cars that look similar?
Yeah.
Do they sue each other all the time? No, they don't. They make the cars like that because that's how the model should be. That is what makes the car good. A Les Paul is comfortable to hold because of the shape that it is. Is there any wonder that a lot of guitar brands want to use a similar shape?
Yeah, well, I suppose as well, in terms of car companies, like, you are then competing by trying to be better at that thing. Whereas Gibson, and a lot of people mention this in the comments, so many that I'm not going to read any out because there was that many. Loads of them are basically saying, you mentioned being innovative, and then only mention things up until like the 1960s, because they haven't innovated since then. They've done one thing, and they had automatic tuners, where you pressed a button and it automatically tuned your guitar for you. That's it. That's all that they've done like the last 60, 70 years. Because they felt no need to innovate, which means companies have come along, made their shit for cheaper, and then are selling more, because they're the same quality, or better, for cheaper. Gibson, rather than competing and actually taking part in the kind of the capitalistic warfare that happens, have just gone, well, you've nicked our design, we're just going to sue you.
This is the same with, like, other big companies like this. Like, when a company reaches a certain point with no competition, it doesn't feel the need to get any better. So therefore, they just sort of stagnate, which is what Gibson has clearly done.
Yes.
And as a result of that stagnation, they've not decided, oh, we're going to start innovating again, we're going to make some new guitar designs, we're going to come out of the fucking gate running, and we're going to rehash this entire company, we're going to do it all up and we're going to make it awesome. No, they've just thought, oh, we're just going to fucking sue some people, just get some money like that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, and it just... Right, Shall I read some comments? This is genuinely the best bit of comedy I've seen all day. I'm genuinely astonished someone thought this was going to have anything other than an absolutely negative response. Excuse me, I must now go and dry my eyes as I've laughed so hard I cried. I mean, this may be like the general response, is that anyone seeing this other than Gibson themselves must think this was a bad idea. Like, there isn't anyone I've seen that's had a negative response that hasn't gone, yeah, this is just fucking
This is the kind
bullshit.
of thing that companies post on April Fool's Day.
Yeah. We may need to check the date stamp. That would be funny if we'd all just been if we'd all just been tricked. Yeah, they've taken the video down now, so we'll never know what day it was actually.
I'm pretty sure
uploaded
it
on.
wasn't in April.
No, I don't think it was. Wow, Gibson has really shit the bed. How to save Gibson. Threaten people on video. Yep. Oh, here we go. I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I agree 100% with him. Now, they didn't follow up with any kind of explanation or anything, but this just shows that there are actually some people who think this is okay. And the only reason why I totally understand why some people do is because legally, as we've said, it is okay. What they're doing is okay to act on your own trademarks and to stop people copying your patented designs.
It's not what they're doing that's an issue, it's the way that they've gone about it and the attitude that they've taken with it. So it is like threatening people who use Gibson guitars.
Yeah, it definitely is. And the little laugh that he does when he's on about people putting tape over the logo, it's like, that's not enough. That, and the tone in which it's done, is more an issue than the actual issue.
Yes.
But I understand why you may agree with Gibson, even though I don't think you should. Everybody needs to stop hating on Gibson. They're a good brand. Maybe so, but that doesn't make them totally perfect. No company is totally perfect. You might absolutely love Microsoft, but they've done some shit stuff. Don't treat anyone or any company with such high regard that you see them as perfect. That's just a bad situation to be in all round. It's the Fine Bros all over again. Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
Oh, yeah, we did a bit of a mockery.
Oh yeah,
thing
they wanted
back in the
to
day.
copyright the reacting thing, didn't they? Didn't Kanye West want to copyright like G or something? Like he wanted to copyright a note, didn't he?
I don't know if it was Kanye, but probably.
Someone definitely did.
What a bunch of cunts.
Eloquent. Profound.
Sorry, man, but Gibson are overpriced and the quality is not up there. Actually, it's mediocre. I mean, I kind of get that. Like, the Gibson have a very high cost to almost every single one of their guitars. My Gibson, which is a junior, is probably the only guitar Gibson make that's even reasonable in cost. And Gibson guitars aren't that high end, really.
Just like so many companies, it's just paying for the brand name.
Yeah.
That is it.
Yeah, 100%. Like someone like, say Ibanez. You can get an Ibanez for like £100. So if you pay $2,000 for an Ibanez, you know it's going to be good. Whereas Gibson, their worst guitars are still like £400, £500, £600. This comment links to a website that is O.W. Appleton, who is a person who made a guitar in, I think it's 1901. This is what that guitar looks like. Does that or does that not look like a Gibson Les Paul? Yes, it does. You'll also notice that the little bookcase, the open book mustache thing is on the headstock there. Apparently, in 1950, or 1951, somewhere around there, he went to Gibson and offered them this design, like they wanted to work together, and Gibson turned him down because no one would want an entirely solid electric guitar. So that's existed for a long time, and then at some point in the late 50s, early 60s, Les Paul came along and made the Les Paul, blatantly copying that design, and that is the design that Gibson is trying to heavily enforce their ownership of.
Might be worth saying that maybe there's a chance that design wasn't directly copied. There's no guarantee that Les Paul actually looked at that design and thought, I'm going to steal that.
That's true. There's also a chance that O.W. Appleton, or whatever the guy's name is, didn't trademark it, or didn't patent it, or whatever. There's also a chance. But that makes you even more scummy. To take someone else's design, then trademark it because they didn't. That's bad. If you didn't think Gibson were a hypocrite just on that fact, in 2009, Gibson announced that they were going to do a Jimi Hendrix signature Stratocaster. Here's a photo.
Aren't Stratocasters made by Fender?
Stratocasters are made by Fender. I would believe that that's a trademark of Fender.
No.
You are.
No.
Take a long, hard look at yourself and what you're doing, because I think the response from everyone, other than that one guy, is clear. Just stop with the big legal thing because you're struggling with money. We get it. But if you did some cool shit, if you made some new guitars, if you did some innovation like you claim that you did, maybe people would start buying Gibsons again, you'd earn some money, and you wouldn't have to do all this shit legal stuff.
There's only so long that a brand can ride off the sort of the reputation of its name.
And your time, evidently, has been up.
Start innovating shit again.
Yeah, learn from this.
Earn your place in the guitar manufacturing industry again.
Yeah, and until then, Fender will continue to be the biggest and best guitar brand in the world. Soz. So the bit that we kind of mentioned at the beginning and haven't mentioned since is the authentic thing, because it's what they called the video. It's a big part of kind of how he finishes the video. He's about play authentic. And
it doesn't fucking mean anything.
What he means is play authentic Les Pauls, play authentic SGs, because we made them first. Bullshit. So you should play them. You should play the Gibson ones.
I think there's a big misconception with big guitar brands that if you have a Gibson, it's going to make you a good guitarist, or it's going to make you be able to write good songs. That is just not the case.
Surely the company themselves don't think that. I mean, they might.
No, but they can use that angle to spin it to people who want to buy.
Yeah.
They can say, oh, if you want to be a real guitarist, play a Gibson guitar.
Yeah, it's almost like saying that if you play a knockoff, you aren't going to be as good as someone who plays the real thing. Which just isn't true.
Yeah, that's an absolute load of bollocks. Do you think all the great guitarists from history have been good guitarists because of the guitar that they play? No. Chances are, if they're playing a really high quality guitar, then yes, playing is going to be a little bit easier for them. But that doesn't spark the creativity that is involved with writing good songs. That comes from people who have individual creativity and want to make things for themselves, which is what being authentic is all about. Not about having a nice brand name on the end of your guitar.
Yeah, it's just absolute bullshit. Authenticity shouldn't be about brands. It shouldn't be about products, because that's not very authentic. Like, as we're talking about music, we're talking about the music industry. So if we're talking about authenticity related to that, it should be the music that's authentic, and playing a specific brand has absolutely nothing to do with that whatsoever. So, talking about DIY, it's something that I think we are quite, not passionate, I guess is the right word, like the idea of being DIY and making shit, like we do YouTube, obviously, which is heavily just kind of a DIY platform. We want to, I guess, channel that a little bit more than we have been. So we'll have more information about this soon, but we're getting ready for the reboot. That's why there hasn't been many videos on the channel recently. And when we go into that reboot, we're going to have a much more heavy focus on being DIY and how you can do things yourself. We've done a lot of videos about the industry and how the industry will be able to help you and what you should avoid and what you should do. We're going to lean away from that a little bit into, okay, that's how the industry works. Here's how you can do those things for yourself.
Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how the industry works, it matters how you act towards it. So all the videos that we're going to be making in the future are all about how you should change what you do and improve your own skills as a DIY artist so you can be successful.
Yes. So with that, we're going to have some like proper t-shirts at some point. For now, we have one proper t-shirt. Again, this is it. So if you like the idea of us channeling DIY, if you like the idea of being DIY and want to do a bit of a middle finger to Gibson, by all means get a shirt. We've made them as cheap as we can. They're really nice quality, and they're from Teespring, who are partnered with YouTube, so they're a proper credible company. So that's all cool. If you want to support us, please buy a shirt. That'd be fantastic. If not, it's cool. Don't worry about it. If you've not got the money to buy yourself one of our shirts, fine. Don't worry about it. Gibson is shit. We are fantastic, and we'll see you at the reboot, I guess. Yeah, that'll be the next time we see you, is when we actually reboot into Music Lab version 3. See you later.